do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't make it mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move them out, let them roll from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. What do you do when the mountain is there? How do you answer the challenging dance? And when your back's against the wall, what do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, cannonball, cannonball. What you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can't fake it. Move them out, let them roll from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. Hey, now cannonball, 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 cannonball.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Apex Online Racing iRacing GTE League, season number 5, round 4, here at Brands Hatch. My name is King-Kodiak, and I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's race. Joining me in the commentary box, as always, I'm happy to say, it is the Lord himself, Mr. StevieSQ.
Hello, thank you all for having me, and welcome to, as I said, round 4 and 5? I've forgotten.
I thought it was 4. No, it's pretty sure it's 4.
Yeah, it's 4. So many rounds going on.
There are.
Round 4, GTE League. Not far off the halfway point out of the season. They've all been all assigned tiers now as well. They're all in their own little class, which I'm sure we'll get onto later. So now the fights are really on, and it's going to be even more intense. I can't wait.
Now, I am getting some lag issues. I don't know if you are, Mr. Stevie.
I am saying.
Unfortunately, so the will cause that kind of blinking in and out. It's not really anything in our control. But you can see on the ticket up the top the various colours. Purple indicates our pro drivers. You can also see that displayed on the 15 board along the left. The green are the Pro-Am and the blue are the amateur class. So let us see where we stand as far as the championship table is concerned for each class. There is the pros. Iru Nom at the top of the table with 91 points. Dominic Gainimer 2, Claudio Klima 3, Duresta 4, Sherpas 5, Holstein 6, Tiden 7, Salus. I knew I'd do that. Sasulski. And I did really well with that last week as well.
You did. You've done well for the past couple of weeks.
Sasulski in 8th, and then Volstrom 9, and Valtteri Landa, who Steve reminded me, he's not actually he's actually a reserve driver for this league, amazingly. In 10th position with Marinsky, Lundgren, Williamson, and Reed. Wow, Phil Reed out down there with 0 points. Not what you'd expect at all.
No, he's had a pretty rough start to the season, but I think he can reasonably say he's going to need a mega last 6 races of the season to get near the top. But I'm sure that will deter him not at all.
Let's have a look at the Pro-Ams then. Godefroy leading the way at the top of the pile, but Hoppe very, very close in short succession. Sarah Dove doing very well there, up in third. Only really 6 points off the top, so 9 points, beg your pardon, off the top. So that's pretty close for her. Then it's Marley Sliman, De Bruytek, Martinson, Gibbons, Suominen, Guyard, and Krutz round out the top 10 there, with Foku, Imre, Blackwood, and Westgarth in short order there. So a very, very closely fought championship towards the top of the Pro-Ams. Nice to see.
Absolutely, and it's reigning Pro-Am champion Alexander Godefroy at the top of that standing. I'm sure he's going to try and get that again. But we've got some very competitive drivers in that class. That was the last championship last year. That was the last championship to have its champion crowned. It was the only one that went down to the final race, with Godefroy just pipping Knut Martinson at the end.
And the AM Championship, Jake Towns really is smashing that with 92 points up the top of the table. Cam K2, Reithmiller 3, Domino 4, Smith 5, Brenneman 6, Cooper 7, Van Eyck in 8, Bedford 9, Washington rounds out the top 10 there with Potter, Sarlo, Bell and Parkinson. And Bell and Parkinson yet to get off the bottom of the table. But yes, some real competitiveness. But looking at the pro, look at that. The AM leader, Jake Towns, has more points just than our current pro leader, Iru Nom. So that goes to show just how competitive our three categories are. Absolutely, because just for a quick explanation, you're assigned, we have the overall points list, which is 35 points for a win, 28 for second, 25 for third, and so on. And that goes to overall, they pay to 18. But then that same point system applies in each class. So you don't. So even if you finish 19th on track, but you're the lead AM car, you get 35 points towards the AM. Absolutely. For instance, Joachim Lundgren is our lead Pro-Am at the moment, so he's 7th on track. Would get the full haul of points as being the Pro-Am. If the race finished as they stand right now, it would one make a very short string. And but two, Lundgren would be. So you have 3 victors essentially in any one race. So you have, like, for instance, Iru Nom, currently our pole sitter with a 118.656. So he would take the pro win, of course, the race win. That's not to say that a Pro-Am and an AM can't win the race, but
no, we've seen some standout performances, and certainly I think from the lower championships, such as the AM drivers. I know the last season we had some amazing performances from some of the AM drivers, where they can finish 10th overall and really obliterate the rest of that class field. But it just keeps that same championship, that small championship, the same kind of distance away. It doesn't matter how far ahead you finish in your class, you still only get that maximum point. But you also score overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Merlin Cooper, our lead AM driver, in 12th position overall. There he is, the privateer Porsche, the Red Bull skin Porsche. Who's doing pretty well to get as far up the field as he has currently got. We have got 34 drivers with us this evening, most of which have got a time on the board. We only have 2 drivers that haven't. Phil Reed is one of them, so he's struggling a bit there in team AOR. Hime?
AOR, yep, there you go.
Just at the last second, brain kicked in.
It's Phil changed from AOR Blue because he thought another AOR driver would team up, but he didn't, so they've merged Phil and Saradov into that one team. Just a point as well, Cohen Van Eyck will not be setting a time because of there was an incident last week at Watkins Glen, which he was deemed punishable. So he has a qualifying ban and a pit lane start.
Ouch.
Yes, but you cause an accident, and it's a big one. This is your punishment. I'm not watching Phil Reed, and he's always dropped it at clock curve, and he's in the wall on the pitch straight. Oh dear,
that's not going to go well.
He's got no excuses because he's won a race round here. He knows what he's doing.
He only has 4 minutes to do something about it. Wow, he was determined to get off the line pronto. You saw him bouncing along the end of the pit lane. So, Phil Reed is an amazing driver, and there's another moment of lag for me. Come on, sort yourself out. That's going to happen. There's nothing in our control about that, I'm afraid. And there it is again.
Unfortunately, the iRacing servers seem to treat spectators with far less importance.
Whoa! Someone nearly took Eronom's nose off there. Actually, couldn't really see who it was. Now, this is a kind of additional challenge really for our drivers. It was something that me and Stevie touched on off air before the broadcast started. Brands Hatch is not a big track, and there's quite a lot of cars trying to go around it at the moment. So yeah, this is, no matter where you look, there's just clumps of cars very close together. That's going to make the racing rather interesting. Oh, there goes Tiedemann. Now that caught me out actually in the Formula 3 race we had here, where they do go onto that AstroTurf area on the exit of Graham Hill, Bentown 3. That's perfectly fine. But it's a little risky, but less so in the GTE cars, because they haven't got as much torque to try and put down as in the same, bit of track as the Formula cars do. So they can get away with being a bit more on the grass than the Formula cars can. But even still, we saw we actually saw quite a lot of incidents in the Formula race here at Brands. Poor Kerry Nolden.
Yeah, it's a tight and twisty circuit, and if you can get into it, it's great. And as we saw from Kerry, with there would have been a very dominant victory until his wheel. Yeah, it would have until his wheel died.
Where's Phil?
But mechanical failures, much like in real life, can affect the sim world as well.
2 minutes ago then in the qualifying session here at Brands Hatch. Still Phil Reed yet to get a time on the board. He's on his time lap. Right on the nose of the bright pink Ferrari. He's heading down to Westfield Bend, turn number 6. Oh, you can't hit that bend too hard. It's really quite deceptive of how quick you can go through there. Now the blind right-hander of Sheen Curve, and he's pushed it too hard. He caught that apex too much. Just spat him out. He will have time to do another lap, assuming he's got the fuel on board. And I wouldn't imagine you fuel these things too late, do you?
I mean, it depends, because the tyres, from what I remember, what I used to be told and what I used to do, there's an exceptional amount of peak grip on your very first flying lap. That's why some people try and take a pretty steady out lap. And after that, the tyres aren't quite as good. They don't fall off massively, but they're not as good. Just to the point as well, I have reloaded into the session, and at the minute the lag is not bad.
At the moment it's not, but give it time, it'll pop.
So yeah, it's one more saying.
Oh, there it is. Exactly as I said. I had a lag moment there.
Well, see, I didn't.
Interesting.
I've forgotten what I was saying. I've completely forgotten what I was going to say.
I'm not sure where you were going.
Tyres! We're talking about Phil Reed. So yeah, you would sometimes have like a on-lap, off-lap, on-lap. But obviously that was when the grid was a little bit smaller. And we had a little bit longer for qualifying. So I don't know whether people will now go out with a few laps and just keep going. So hopefully he'll have time to get a lap in, but if not, he's got a lot of work to do.
Oh, someone's spanning the pit lane and just trying to do an Evan. Checker flag is out then. 2 minutes for everyone to complete the qualifying laps. Where does Phil Reed appear? In 19th. So 1.6. I mean, that's amazing that the top 22 cars are separated by 2 seconds. But wow,
really crazy.
Up front, as Irunom just completing another lap, does he improve with his already impressive pole time 1:18.656? He does not. That was just a practice lap. That's 4/10 between himself and Claudio Klima, who's just come into the back into the pits. Dominic Gademan looking at third at the moment. Still a number of cars on track. Sasolski is one of them in the Bushfink Racing pink Ford. Car number 148. Keeping an eye. Blackwood's going backwards, and he's had a very big argument out there. That's the wall at Druids. So, yep, that's his day done. He was starting no higher than 18th. Sarah Dove and Marvin Sluman are back in the pits as well. Not many people still out there. Oh, Sasolski's just crossed the line, jumped up to third. Nicely done. 1:19.085. Who's still out there? Merlin Cooper. The privateer Porsche still going. I think Felipe Gaillard's just crossed the line. He's in 25th. No, Merlin Cooper's going into the pits. Oh, Phil Reed. He's going to cross the line. And does he improve? He's docked down to 20th. Did he improve? No, he did not. I thought the checkered flag could come out. He can carry on going for practice, but it won't make a difference to his time. So 20th then for Phil Reed.
That's not what he'd want, but I'm sure he'll be able to make some places up. Although I will say he's seen a little all over the place at the minute, so he's going to try to get to the end. I think is going to be his plan. He needs to get some points on the board, and he's going to want to start finishing some races.
Yep.
Just as a point as well, obviously we have these lovely graphics, courtesy of Nicholas Domino.
We do.
And we have the skins on the cars, which all have a coloured plate, as you may know. Also car numbers. Every number car has the 3-digit number now. 1 is Pro, 2 is Pro-Am, and 3 is Am. 9 is Reserve or not yet not yet assigned to a class. Yes,
so I don't know that we have any in that categories. It looked like everyone had a category. I didn't go through the entire field, so there may be a few names that have yet to be assigned to a class. And also where the colouring happens, so the purple, the green and the blue, the unassigned ones are coloured black, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, they've got the pace car there. Are they going to do a lap under the pace car?
It's a rolling start, so probably. No, some tracks have a full lap, some tracks only have a small bit. Considering the length of this track, I assumed it would be a full lap.
Yes, I'm still thinking Formula Racing. It's, of course, that's standing start. Oh, come on. I'm not used to covering 3 leagues in the same game. That's really what's throwing me off. Not complaining at all. It's just something I have to get used to, because my God, has the racing been amazing from what we've had in the GTE League, the Formula Renault League, and also the Formula 3 League has been absolutely
super. You're also going to have a wild time, because as per usual, and I'll mention this again later, I tell you at the end of the stream what the next iRacing League is coming up. Next week we have Formula 3 at Interlagos.
We have a god.
Yeah. On Monday coming up, next Monday for these we have Interlagos, and then the Friday after that we have 3.5 at Interlagos. We have 3 bouts of Interlagos in a row.
What a shame. I was actually quite gutted that I missed Watkins Glen. I love Watkins Glen as a commentator. I was going to say I'm pretty bad at it as a driver. I'm pretty bad in most places. I'm not going to lie. But Watkins Glen is a fabulous place to commentate on. Now the field get underway behind pace car. Looks like we're going to do a full lap here at Brands. It's not particularly long, so 61 racing laps is what we face. Of course, the track being pretty short, we were looking at sub 1 minute 20s per lap, so that is what we hope to get achieved in the time that we have. And this is kind of one of those. I don't know. However, how did you feel when you were in this particular phase? Wow, even Nom is looking to get on with it. There's a bit of a gap between himself and second place at the moment. Oh, actually, I know what I haven't done. I haven't confirmed the grid. There it is. We ran through it once. We'll quickly run through it again with Nom, Klima, Sosowski, Galeman, Marinsky, Dreschler, Sheppers, Lundgren, Tiden, Dove, Sluman, Martinson takes us down to 12th. Toika, Anderson, Godefroy, Cooper, Westgarth, Blackwood, Imre, Reed, Foku, Zelenika, Kamke, Hoppe takes us down to 24th. Guyard, Reithmuller, Quartz, Domino, Towns, Christensen, Hitchcock, Bedford, Washington and Ike are our 34 drivers that we have gridded up. There we go. I won't get told off for forgetting to do that one again.
And just a reminder, we do have that one person, Carl Van Eyck, sat in the pit lane. He's going to have to wait till everyone goes through turn 1 before he's released from his box. It's not like F1, you can't sit at the end of the pit lane. You have to sit in your pit box and wait until everybody passes.
Now, how were you feeling when you were doing this rolling start? What's going through your mind when you were kind of prepping yourself to get going?
For the love of God, don't get an off track on the opening lap, on the installation lap, which I did at Suzuka.
I can't imagine you were the only one that did that.
I probably was. I was in the middle of saying to everybody, don't get an off track on the installation lap, and then ran wide at 130 whilst I was talking and picked up one at like 60 miles an hour.
Did everybody enjoy telling you of that?
Yes.
I bet they did. We're a loving bunch here at AOR. We are by and large, but you know, when you have an incident like that, and a la Evan going backwards into the pit lane of Suzuka, you know, we love to remind drivers of that. Here we go then, we are racing here at Brands Hatch. Irunom has got the hammer down and is getting this race underway. The usual jostling around. There's Gatormare flying, the solo driver for the Comrade Gaming. I got their abbreviation wrong. It's CRG, not CSR as I called them. Last time I got told off for that one. Sasulski hanging on to that third position as Gatormare trying to move around the outside. And now he's going to have the inside line coming up to Graham Hill. Bend! Oh, trouble already. We got 2 cars round. Oh, that's going to be amazing if no one clonks into them. Gatormare facing the wrong way. And I didn't quite catch who the other one was.
It's Klima.
Claudia Klima, our second place starter. And no one hit them. Wow, they were lucky. Calvin Van Eyck is now underway. There he is. So, and he's got company already in the form of Gatormare and Klima. So jumping back up to our front runners. Oh, Irunom pushing quite hard. But he's already, due to that, has got himself 2.7 seconds over the Ford of Sasulski. Then Einar Marinsky now up to third in the Porsche. So the top 3 positions, 3 different marks. Nice to see, but what a mixture we have up there. Lovely to see.
Absolutely, and it was very well avoided from everybody else to not collect those 2. There were 2 at second and third at the time, and it was a little. It was Klima turning in, and just probably didn't expect Gatormare to be quite as close, and it was just a little tap. It's a shame, but they're both still going, and it was very well avoided from everybody else.
That could have been so nasty. Lost in side-by-side. Gary Anderson and Timu Toika side-by-side coming through Druids. There's Phil Reed up to 10th position. He's already up 10, so an excellent start for car 177. And he's already putting pressure on Gary Anderson to get further on the field. Jumps on the inside, heading towards Surtees. And he's got him already. So Phil Reed is an absolute charge. But then he's exactly as we said before, he really needs to be. He's got a lot of ground to try and make up to get towards the sharper end of the championship. Looks like the lag has hopefully sorted itself out. But now I've said it, it's probably going to commentate to curse it. No.
Don't say anything like that.
Einar Marinsky is falling a little bit off the back of Dan Sasulski, who is doing his best to close in that wacky great back gap to Irunom. Really, Iru has got an absolute real hold on this track.
Oh no, Phil's wide. He's wide at Sheen. He's just lost the place to Gordon Anderson. Gordon Anderson and driver now up to 8th.
Nicely done. Look how close that pack is. Even just, despite the avoidance that nearly all of these drivers had to do. Bear in mind, it was our 2nd and 4th place drivers that span out.
Oh, we've got a place going on here. Sorry to cut you off. We've got Evan Imring, Godefroy side by side into turn 1. This is going to be optimistic. I wonder if Godefroy's just going to black out of it. Oh no, Evan's going to move on. The next guy, Brad Westcar. Oh, he's blacked out of that one though. That was a bit optimistic.
Ooh, that's very close. Godefroy still forced to the outside. That's Sarah Dove in the 4 coming through. She's just taken 16th. Trying to take 15 to beg your pardon. Still side by sides are coming through Graham Hill Bend.
Oh, we've got a car off.
Oh, that is Toika. Oh no, Tima Toika. What a shame. He was doing brilliantly well. Is now fallen all the way down to 22nd. Phil Reed is now back up to 8th. Whilst we were looking away, he's nailed both Anderson and that's Dreschler, I think, getting involved in that battle. It is. There's Michael Dreschler, who's gone the inside, coming through Hawthorne. Oh, and a bit of a tap of the grass as well. Wow, this is what we used to. Lots of fighting going on. Blackwood is under pressure as well. That is for 15th. That's very hotly contested. Dove has gone through up into 14th now. So, yeah, several big trains. We won't catch all of them, but that's the joy of what racing we get further up ahead. There's Canoe Martinson. Look at that. That's Shepherdson and Thielen getting involved in the battle there. If we get on the nose of the AOR yellow Ferrari, oh, this could go horribly wrong. I always think it's very unwise to go too wide at Paddock Hill Bend. That's going to put... Oh, that's Thielen that's really having to be cautious on the outside of Paddock Hill Bend. Now coming up to Druids. Much safer place because it's slower to go too wide. Now it's going to come back down the hill again. So, the Porsche's gone a bit wide. Ooh, again, that's very close. Thielen then is having to give way to Shepherds, but that battle has got a long way to go yet. Oh, it's impossible to know. Look at the train behind Phil Reed, not because of Phil Reed. But look at what he's got to contend with on the gearbox of the AOR Hime Ferrari. That is Michael Drescher staring him down. Anderson's not fallen anywhere near behind. But you get on the blimp cam, that's actually closer than I was imagining. The chopper cam is just as close. But look at that. Now that Dressler and Phil Reed are beginning to kind of break away a little bit from Gordon Anderson. Well, I say that, and immediately as they come down the hill, that gap closes in again. Oh, that's a lot of pressure that these drivers have to deal with.
Absolutely. Just a quick update on Teemu Toika. He clipped the grass on the entrance to Graham Hill. It just looped him round.
That's Towns off. Sorry to cut you off, Stevie. That was.
Right,
oh no, sorry. Sebastian Riethbeller in the VEC Sim Racing Noir Porsche, just going through a bit of a wander through the grass. He's okay though. Oh, Shepherds is through into fifth. Thielen has got Kenny Martins of a company now coming into Druid. The AOR Yellow Ferrari decides not to make a dive down. Look at that, Joachim Lundgren up to fourth in the Pro-Am category. He's really not far off the back of Einar Marinsky. What a cracking run for Joachim Lundgren.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure because the skin on Lundgren says Pro. So that one of those might be wrong.
It does actually, and
so I need to check.
Also, his car starts with a 1, so I think the Pro-Am bit is incorrect. Oh, Bedford! Yeah. We've had a problem with Phil Bedford. What's happened to you? Oh, you were in lag. Sadly, I can't see what happened to Phil Bedford. He's in the pits. He's had a problem. If you could try and see what happened to Mr. Bedford.
I'm on it.
Irunom now 4 seconds, nearly 5 seconds ahead of the Ford of Dan Sasulski. Joachim Lundgren is right with Einar Marinsky. Oh, he had a look on the inside, but didn't quite. Unless Lundgren's recently been elevated from Pro-Am to Am. But either way, I think he's actually in the Pro category, looking at his car number.
I think he's supposed to be Pro.
That's fine. We will treat him as such.
I unfortunately cannot see what has happened to Phil Bedford, but he has just left the session, so I assume it's not gone well. No, that tends to happen when you have an argument with something very, very solid. Einar Marinsky, he's in third. We've just been looking at him. Canoe Martinson is still chasing Joris Thielen. That is for 6th position. Now the field beginning to settle down a little bit. Oh, look at how close Dressler is to the back of Phil Reed. Battle for 8th position. Oh, he had a look on the inside of Surtees. That's going to compromise the 189 Privateer Ferrari of Michael Dressler. But here comes Gordon Anderson. He wants to get in on this action as well. Dressler just making himself known to Phil Reed's mirrors. Coming up to Hawthorne. You only really make an overtake there if someone makes a mistake. With Gordon Anderson hovering, ready to capitalise on any potential mistake. Then you've got Sluman and Evan Imre. Evan in the treble 2 AOR Yellow Ferrari, piling the pressure onto Marvin Sluman. Battle for 11th position there. Then it is Westgarth and Sarah Dove and Sam Blackwood in short order. Oh, that is the privateer Porsche of Cooper going a bit wide, coming through Sheen. So easy to do. It's blind off camber and on a crest. So it's so easy to fly off the road there. I've seen a few people do it, and I doubt that'll be the last time we see that particular incident happen. Godefroy in 17th is chasing the Red Bull livery Porsche. Then you have Foku. There's Toika trying to recover from that early spin, with Marcus Zelenika rounding out our top 20. Absolutely. It's action literally everywhere. But avoiding all of it is our championship leader, Aeronom, who has got over 5 seconds to Dan Sasulski behind him. What an amazing start from Aeronom.
I mean, granted, he started from pole, but his pole time was half a second or near enough ahead of anybody else. So whatever he's got working in that Ferrari, tad wide on the exit of Westfield, but nothing that bad. Whatever he's got in that Ferrari is working very, very well for him.
Absolutely is. Although I do think it looks like he does have some slight damage on the front left.
So what that's very kind of him. He's wanted to handicap himself.
That is kind of him, isn't it? He's trying to help everybody out, keep it interesting.
Yeah.
But even so, his pace at the minute is insane.
It's still godlike. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. He's the only man of the 119s, and I think
he's just lapped. I'll come back. Oh, Phil Reed! Fuck! Sorry, my bad. That was so close. He nearly dropped it through Clark.
Oh, well, hell, Phil. Yeah, he just touched the grass. And it's a pretty fast corner, is Clark. That's the final turn. Did he side by side with Marvin Sluman? He's just going to retake that position there. Is Evan Imre is getting involved in that battle as well. So Phil Reed down to 10th, but no damage on the car. And he will... Oh, you've got to push that corner hard. It's so easy to just run a little bit too wide coming through Graham Hill Bend off the end of the AstroTurf area. But Evan now up into 11th, clear of Marvin Sluman, but only just. So Phil Reed going to try and recover from where he is. Gary Anderson in the AM category. Look at that. He's up into 9th position. What a cracking run for him. And also Martin, Kanu Martinson is still pressuring the back of Joris Thielen. So that's a battle for 6th. And there, just ahead is Mike Sheppers, I think. Oh, no, that's someone being lapped, I think.
Yeah, well, the thing is, this is what we like about this. This is what I like about these multi-class, even though they're the same car, it's different class championship. We applaud Gordon Anderson. He's up in 9th place for the AM category. 2nd place is in 16th.
Wow.
But 16th is only about 5 seconds behind him. So he can't go, hey, well, I've got this sorted. He's still racing people.
Oh, Evan Imre on Phil Reed. That's close coming through. Where they come through, that's true. It's coming down the hills. Oh, and again the AOR yellow Ferrari making himself very, very known to Phil Reed. So Evan's not letting that go. There may be friends off circuit, but when the lights go out, when the racing is on, then friendship and alliances are all gone, essentially. And that's the nature of the beast. There's Marvin Sluman in the Ford. He's hanging on to the back of that pack. Then you've got Porsche, Ford, and a couple of Porsches, I think. So Westgarth, Dove, Blackwood, and Cooper in the privateer Porsche. And then Godefroy and Toyka and Foku in short order as well. But yeah, it's so many little battles going on. This is what we tend to see in the GTE League. That is indeed Mike Sheppers. I doubted myself when I said it. The Ford, a couple of cars ahead, and only really not even 2 seconds down the road from Kanu Martinson is 5th position overall. So Kanu Martinson's having a pretty good day so far.
Oh, absolutely. But we know he likes this track. We know he put it on the front row for the F3 League in qualifying, and he got a podium there as well. And he's not necessarily that usually that far up the grid. So there's something about this track that Kanu Martinson likes, and I'm sure he's going to hope to capitalise on that big time.
Phil Reed cannot shake Evan Imre either, so the AOR yellow Ferraris are having a pretty good day. Evan Imre's up 8 from his original start, Kanu up 5, and still, again, if we get on the nose, the Ferraris, again, that's not an overtaking position unless the Porsche flew off the road. That's not really going to yield anything, so that's just Kanu keeping the pressure on, reminding Joris he's still there. As they come through Westfield, down through the Dingledale, and then through Sheen curve. Don't hit the curb too hard. We saw Phil Reed do that and it spat him out during quali. Now through Sterling's. And Thielen's going to have a little bit of breathing space. I think because of where Kanu had positioned his Ferrari into Hawthorne's Bend, that probably compromised him a little bit through that section. So that's given Thielen a little bit of breathing space. But Kanu can most certainly close that gap down. But he doesn't want to be falling into the clutches of Dressler. What's happened to Brad Westgarth? He's lost the position to Merlin Cooper, I think. Or they're side by side. Here come these two Porsches. That's Sarah Dove and Sam Blackwood just going through the shot. These two Porsches, the Privateer and the VRTE Racing Porsche. Oh, look behind. That's Godefroy and Toyka side by side. The 257 VEC Sim Racing Rouge Ferrari fending off Team Toyka, the Bushwing Racing Yellow Ferrari. Oh, and again, that's a big off Cooper. He's lost that position to Brad Westgarth, and he's going to lose it to
him as well. Godefroy's going to take him as well, and Toyka's going to have him.
Wow, what a sequence of corners for these three, and in a blink of an eye, Cooper has lost 3 positions.
Yeah, but this is how competitive this series is. You've always got someone to race. If you find yourself on clear track, well done.
Toika was really trying to shape up a move on Godefroy, but didn't quite have the positioning right to do so. But that battle rages on. Thielen has lost the position to Kanu Martinsen. The 164 Bushwing Racing Red Porsche is behind Kanu Martinsen. Didn't see it happen as we were looking at other battles. There is Dreschler looking to get involved as well. So again, Martinsen's great effort continues. Lundgren is fallen a little bit off the back of Marinsky, but is still loitering around just over a second behind the podium. Jumping then back to this three. Oh, Marvin Sluman! Wow, he had a great run coming out of Paddock Hill Bend. I wonder if Evan Imre actually had a slowdown because he was defending the inside very hard.
Oh no, he got out of shape through turn 1, did Evan?
Ah.
No, he didn't. He got he was sideways on the apex.
Oh, okay.
It's an interesting line. I've not seen it before. I don't think he'll be doing it again, but it put him under pressure.
It certainly has. There you got Imre, Sluman, Dove, Blackwood in very short order. There is that. What is that? Oh, that's someone pulling over. That's someone being lapped.
I'll tell you what else is. Go on.
That was close. Was that Cam K? No, not sure who that was. That was just being lapped. That was a little close.
I'll tell you a fight that's still raging on, and it's way down in 21st and 22nd place. It's Klima and Gadamer trying to recover, and they were scrapping through 30s. I think they try and work together to move ahead, but clearly Gadamer was getting a little impatient.
Yes, and there you've got. Yeah, so that pack is being headed by Marco Zelenico in 20th. Then it's Klima, Gadamer, and Domino in the Porsche on the back of that pack. That was close. Just saw that to get very side by side coming through the shot. That's on the exit of the first turn. And why is Renom's name falling down here? That's because it was lag. Yeah. Again, a lag moment there. Apologies there. So let's jump back to the. Whoa! That's a very wide line there for Zelenico. It's cost him 2 positions. Klima and Gadamer have gone through. And there goes Domino as well. So, yeah, once again, 1 mistake, 3 positions gone. So that's not gone well for Zelenico in the privateer Ford. And they're right behind us, Sebastian Riesmuller.
Oh, absolutely! It's insane how competitive this series is. You can't look. For most people, it's not just a case of I've just got to focus on this one person ahead or one person behind. There's people in front, behind, 2 places back, 3 places back. It can all unravel so quickly.
Saradov is getting close to the tail of Marvin Sluman. That's a battle for 12th. And that would be, what would be, 4th, I think, in class for Saradov. As Sluman and Imre are in the Pro-Am category as well.
Yep, should be, that's 4th in class.
And that's a back marker in the white Porsche we just saw in the background of the shot there. There's not another overtake going on. So Saradov is really keeping the pressure on. So exactly, if Evan makes a mistake, he's going to lose a couple there. Although losing 3 positions seems to be the order of the day. So if you lose 1, you've got to lose another 2 while you're stressed. Oh, Brad Westgarth was side by side with Teemu Toika there. But I think he got a little bit out of shape in the VRTE racing team. Team Porsche, look at that pack. That's Toika, Westgarth, Godefroy, Cooper and Foku. All in that pack there. It's absolutely impossible. I mean, yeah, we could just focus on, for instance, this gap, Lundgren to Einar Marinsky, but there's so much battling going on. Dreschler is getting close to Thielen. Kanu Martinsen's got himself a second's gap between himself and Thielen. I think don't think he's quite got the pace to close down Shepherds at the moment, but yeah. Oh, what's happened? Oh, Marinsky! Oh no, what's happened to Einar Marinsky? I was literally about to say 1 mistake could be very, very costly. And Einar Marinsky, oh, there he goes.
No,
oh,
he's hit something.
No, he got out of shape. Well, he has hit something. He hit the wall. But yeah, he just got out of shape coming down Sheen. Oh, that is not a happy Porsche.
I would say that his day is done there. That is game over. I think he's crabbing quite severely. He's in the pits. It's worth him going back out. This is the incentive to this class racing. It's worth him going back out and getting to the end. They do 90% of the race. They get full points. And it doesn't matter. Even if he finishes last, he'll get class point.
And it could be those few points that distinguish, one position to another, or indeed one position to several. So it's always worth doing. I mean, yeah, sure, you're going to be a bit disheartened. You may be a lap or 2 down from the leaders, but it's always worth fighting. Oh, Sarah Dove! Wow, really pressuring Marvin Sluman. They've come through, that's Surtees now, through Pilgrim's Drop. She's gonna jump out. This is going to be brave if she can hang that around the outside of Hawthorne's Bend. Is she going to back out the next couple of turns? All right, so Sluman has got the advantage. Still, side by side, who's going to be brave on the brakes? Is it 277 or is it 241? Dove, I think it's just wandered a little bit too wide. She's lost the momentum. That's a shame. But, I mean, all credit to Sarah Dove for hanging on to that for as long as she could. And Marvin Sluman just hangs on to that position. But that's given Evan Imre, who's up into 10th now. He's clear of that pack. Oh, Sarah Dove looking again as they are coming through Clark Curve. I think it's more kind of reminding Marvin that she's still there. On the
she's clearly looking the quicker of the two at the minute. The minute with the pressure that she's putting on him, it looks like a matter. Oh, Marvin's wide at turn one as well.
Oh, there's going to be a move into Druids as she goes on the inside. Can she get it done? Who's going to be later on the brakes? Can Sleeman hang around the outside? No, she's got the momentum. She's got the pass. Is Blackwood going to follow suit? Oh, still going. Marvin Sleeman's hanging on to that one. Is going to compromise this line through Graham Hill Bend. And Sarah Dove's got it done. Oh, is that? Who was that that spun?
Gordon Anderson. It's Gordon Anderson.
Oh no! Oh,
our lead arm driver has just crashed out. He got wide at Druids. On him, he correct, and he ended up in the wall, and he's back in the pit lane.
Oh, what a shame for Gordon Anderson. A great shame for him. Oh, a little bit of lag going on there, but that'll hopefully clear itself up. That's where did Sarah Dove end up after all that? Oh, there she is. Sam Blackwood did actually get past Marvin Sluman as well. So again, everyone seems not content to just lose one position. They all want to lose multiple, and I've got a problem. I can't focus on anybody now. I'm still in replay, that's why. Whoops.
I would say as well, you talk Sam Blackwood. Sam Blackwood was one of the few drivers, given how competitive the series is now, that went from Am to Pro-Am this season. And he's holding his own against some very quick drivers. So a very justified position, a class upgrade there for him, I think.
Bravo indeed. Look at this back. Look who's caught the back of Canoe Martinson. We have Joris Tieden and Michael Dressler back in the battle with the AOR yellow Ferrari. And that is not what Canoe wanted. He's not quite had the pace to try and close down on Mike Sheppers ahead of him. There's about 3.5 seconds there looking back from the Ferrari, but these are the category up that he's defending against. Tieden, Dressler and Phil Reed, who's 4 seconds behind. They're all in the pro category. So you can't knock Martinson for what's been a pretty good drive for him so far. But he's under a lot of pressure. Joris Tieden wants that position back, and in fairness, Martinson got that position on merit. So you could argue if he'd done it once, he could do it again. But that's a very hard charging Porsche behind.
Absolutely.
And a lag. And a lag moment, for goodness.
Yeah, that's it was taken on merit from Canute to take that from Joris, but Joris is thinking maybe to have it back.
Just a little bit. Oh, there's another one. So also Dressler is looking to get involved as well. They all kick a bit of dust on the ASIM of that first turn. Now coming through Druids. Again, Dressler looking to take a slightly tighter line. I think, again, just reminding the Porsche of Joris Tieden. He is still there. But, Canoe enjoyed a little bit of free time without anybody directly chasing him. Although, Joris didn't have a good run through Graham Hill Bend. He's lost, actually, kind of 8/10 in that one corner alone. So that's given Canoe back a little bit of breathing space. But Dressler wants to get on with the job as well.
So, yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing that Joris has got to consider. Dressler, we know how quick Dressler is. He's super fast. And Dressler is quite willing to go race side by side with people. We saw them do an amazing side by side with Sarah Dove at the end of the Nordschleife on the final lap. Oh, Joris runs wide. Dressler's going to try and get him on the outside. That was a lovely move. Capitalised on the mistake and up into 6th place. Great stuff. As I was saying about racing.
Yeah. And it's, Sheen corner again. And it's
Canute's wide as well. Dressler's going to get another one.
Oh, no. Come on. Oh, there he was. I think he may have been in a lag moment for me. Oh, no. It's wide on Clark. That's caught Canute out. He's lost the position to Dressler. So Dressler half a dozen corners, has gone up 2 positions. Come on, lag moment. Don't do this to me now.
I can't see anybody at the minute, I'm afraid.
Oh, no, neither can I. No, come on, come back. There we go. It's not as bad for the drivers as it is for spectators.
No, the drivers are fine. They'll be able to see each other. Unfortunately, for spectators at the minute, it's not ideal.
Joris Tieden right on the back of Canoe Martinson due to that one mistake that the yellow Ferrari had. But we'll see if Canoe's able to recover and get back up into 5th position. But wow, what a great scrap there. Nearly 10 seconds separates Nom and Sasolski. And Lundgren's on his own as well, 4.7 behind. Scheppers can just about see Lundgren. It's 1.5 seconds separates those two. Then it's Dressler. Then it's the battle we're just looking at. So 4.6 separates Dressler and Scheppers. It does look like Dressler's beginning to get some distance between himself and Martinson. Thielen wants to get on with the job, and he wants to get on with it now.
Absolutely. It will have annoyed him a little, I think, to be pressurising Canoe, and then he's lost. Not only did he not make the position he wanted to get, he's lost another one. But now he's got no one behind him. He can just focus on getting past Canoe. Although Canute's now got the slipstream from Michael for a while.
He will, but he'll also get it at a point where he doesn't want it, a la where he's just been through Paddock Hill Bend.
Absolutely.
But, beggars can't be choosers.
Absolutely. Just a reminder, we still have 53 minutes of racing to go. It's still very action-packed after nearly half an hour of racing.
Yeah.
They will still make a pit stop. They don't have to, but I suspect they will have to for fuel. It's written in the rules that if you can make it to the end without pitting for fuel, you're more than welcome to try. But generally, we've run the season for 5 seasons now, and only one person has ever done it. So it was probably likely it was Andrew Brown. Last season at Interlagos.
Mr. Brownski himself.
Interlagos is one of the few tracks where if you really work at it, it's possible. So we'll look out for that next week.
Thielen was dicing with the grass there. He kicked up a big old cloud full of dust. Phil Reed 2.7 behind this battle, so don't discount the fact that the Ferrari 177 Ferrari could get involved in that battle before the day is done.
We've also got Gordon Anderson in the chat. 14 incidents in 16 laps.
Oh,
they only have 20 incident points for the race. Talking of which, who've we got?
Oh, Gaidemer is close. He's got 18 on the board.
Oh, he's going to have a fun afternoon. Joris is quite high on 12 at the minute.
He's actually one of the kind of next ones up, so there's a big gap between 12 and 18.
I will say, actually, we mentioned Gordon Anderson, who was spectacularly leading the AM class in a brilliant 9th place. That lead has now been inherited from Merlin Cooper, who is being caught by Nicholas Domino. There's no one separating them on track right now. The AM battle is certainly raging on.
Klima and Godefroy aren't too far apart, about 7/10 or so between the Pro Ferrari and the Pro-Am Ferrari. The Klima and Godefroy respectively. Thielen again is closing in on the back of Canoe Martinson, just putting the pressure on, wanting to force that mistake. That's how close it is from the nose of the Porsche. The Canoe really gets great. I've seen it several times. He's had really brilliant drive coming out of Clark in particular. So a little bit less downforce possibly on the Ferrari, or possibly, well, it kind of depends. He may have more downforce to enable him to do that. Actually stick when he wants to put the foot power down, or less downforce to have less drag. So I'm not entirely sure which way he's gone. What would be your thoughts on setup wise?
I imagine everybody's running max downforce here.
Godefroy, what's happened to you? You just lost a position at Druids. What did you do? You were tad wide on the exit of Paddock Hill Bend, and then miles wide on Druids, and that's just given the position to Claudio Klima.
Oh, very wide. You can't say he was letting Klima through on that one. That looked like a very genuine mistake.
Ooh, hello, Mike Scheppers on the back of Lundgren. That position swapped at some point. I've been so busy looking elsewhere that third position has swapped place.
No. Wait.
sure Lundgren was. Yeah, Lundgren was behind Shepherds last I knew. I don't know when that's happened. Admittedly, there's been so much going on and focusing on so many, or trying to focus on so many people that Joachim Lundgren has gone up into the podium positions. I'm sure.
I honestly can't remember. I thought Shepherds was behind Lundgren. Honestly. Yeah, because Einar Marinsky was third, but Marinsky's had his moment.
Oh, that was a while ago. Yeah, but well, we'll find out when we watch it back.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
I have a bad memory of the best of times. Speaking of Nick Domino, he was coming up 17th for me for a moment, but oh, he is. Oh, this lag is causing absolute havoc with all my numbering. He's actually up in 17th at the moment, so what does that put him in class?
Second. He's second in class right now.
Nice.
Merlin Cooper leads Elm class in 16th place. And he has about a 5-second gap back to Domino in second. Then it's Marco Zelenika in third in class, about 7 seconds behind there.
Very nice. Unfortunately, this lag is just... Oh, that's someone wandering off the road. I don't know who that is in the purple Ferrari, getting very much out of the way of this pack 5, 6 and 7 that's come streaming through. Shepherds.
That is Anthony Washington.
Ah, good spot. Mike Shepherds is staying right with Lockham. Now I'm mixing up his first and surname. Joachim Lundgren. That battle continues to go on. I wonder if Uranam has kind of backed off a little bit, because he's maintained around about 11-second lead for a while. It's not like he needs to. Pushing at 99% is still, considerably quicker than everybody else.
Absolutely.
He can, air quotes, take it easy and still be quicker than everybody else the way he's driven today.
Absolutely, and we've seen this track can bite you pretty hard.
Oh, so, Phil Reed, why are you going backwards? Oh no, what has happened to Phil Reed again? Sorry to cut you off. Oh, he's lost it to Paddock Hill, and he's taken someone with him. He's taken his teammate. Oh no! Did he take Sarah Dove with him? No, it wasn't. No, beg your pardon. That wasn't. That was Washington. It's because they were both purple. That completely put me off. Oh, Phil Reed. Whether that was he had an issue trying to pass Washington, I'm not 100% sure. We kind of caught the end of that, but that's dropped Phil Reed back down to 14th. Sarah Dove is actually on the back of Evan Imrie. That's a battle for 8th position. So she's having a pretty good time. Whoops, and that's Evan wandering a bit wide. Evan?
From what I can't see the whole thing, but it looks like Washington's had a spin and Phil's had nowhere to go but to collect.
Evan had to slow down there and has had to let Sarah Dove go because of that slight off that he had, but he's straight back on the gas and he's looking to try and make a move. No, he's decided not to make a move into Paddock Hill Bend. Don't blame him. That's such an awkward corner at the best of times. And there's another lag moment. Come on, keep up. There we go. Oh, and again jumps to the outside for Druids. But he's yet to make a move to try and reclaim that position back. Joris Thielen on the back of the other AOR yellow Ferrari of course, Knut Martinsen. That battle for 5th continues. The Dresser's got himself 8/10 near enough between himself and Knut. Joris is piling the pressure on. Yep, as always, it's difficult to know where it looks. Shepherds is within half a second of Lundgren. Oh, goodness me, fantastic.
It has. We're not. We're only 6 minutes away from the halfway stage.
About 5 laps.
Yeah. And the racing is still hectic. And this is just flat out racing. Although the only thing I will say is I was going to mention this earlier, but I kept forgetting because we kept having all the action happening. Track temp at the minute is 32 degrees centigrade. That's hot.
I was going to say, that's toasty.
That's pretty toasty, yeah. So there may be some out there, and I think that maybe Aeronom is one of them, certainly considering his insane pace, that maybe just backed it off a little bit, just to preserve the tyres. These tyres are pretty robust. They do degrade, but they maintain a pretty good pace for a long time. But if you don't change tyres, which a lot of drivers won't, by the end of this hour and 20 minutes, they can be pretty mean. So if you get a period of time where you can just cool them down, look after them a little bit, you should certainly do that.
And there's been enough spins when the tyres are optimum, let alone if they're trying to run them down to canvas.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sherpa's still within half a second of Joachim. Will not let that Ferrari go. Also worth pointing out, there was a update between this round and last round. On an iRacing side of these three cars, just to balance the performance a bit, the Ford, I think, now has an extra 10 kilograms of weight, and the Ferrari has 5. The Porsche was untouched.
I see.
It's clearly not affecting Dan Sasulski too much, who's running in second place still. Or Aero Nom, who's carrying that extra 5 kilograms still leading.
Yeah, he needs another 0 on the end of that. Well, who to look at is... Ooh, I wonder. I've got a bit of a lag collection going on, but I think we've got a bit of a 4-way battle going on here. Kind of. That is Blackwood in 10th, with Sloom in 11, Toyka 12, and Klima 13. They're relatively close together, and then Phil Reed is actually gaining on this pack as well. So we have a potential 5-car battle forming up. They're a bit spread out at the moment, and there's certainly potential for that not to close up. And oh, look at this! Shepard's nearly pushing Lundgren as they've come through. They come through Sheen, now through Sterling, heading towards Clark. And again, I would think the Ford just wants to try and make himself as good as he can for Druids. It's the optimal place to make a pass, although we've seen various other attempts in different places.
Absolutely, and you've kind of got this the reverse group here. You know, you've got Klima at the more towards the tail end, who's arguably the fastest of this lot. Toyka, who is also recovering from that earlier spin. And then you've just got Sluman and Blackwood and Evans. Sorry. All in. Oh, Toyka goes wide at Paddock. This will be a lovely opportunity for Klima, but I think they're a little too far back.
Yeah, these guys are way too experienced to dive that back. I would, because I'm not as well thinking as these guys. I'd be like, oh, space! No.
We going to say there's also a battle going on for 18th and 19th between Marco Zelenica and Flavian Foku and Philippe Gaillard. We've got 2 Pro-Am guys behind third in class. Oh no! Okay, it's second in class now because Domino has pitted. I was like, where's Domino gone? But Domino has made his pit stop. He's currently running in 25th now. Fortunately, and this is kind of the issue with this circuit, he's now put him a lap down, so he's having to lift off for people if they come up behind him.
Oh, this battle for third, Shepard. Whoa!
That was very close.
That was exceedingly close. Yeah, but they've got back markers right in their face, and there goes Shepard's on the inside of Druids. He's going to force the Ferrari wide. He's going to have the outside for the next 2. He didn't get a good drive out on the exit of Druids. So that's put him down. Who is jumping out of the way? Can't see who that is.
Someone's not who that is. That's Stefan Campi.
Stefan getting out of the way. So one of our AM runners. Didn't quite see who that was directly ahead, but the back marker's doing a pretty good job of staying out of the way by and large.
Yeah, and it's a tight track, a very fast track, so it's not always ideal to get out of someone's way or find a place to get out of someone's way, but they're doing a good job.
Absolutely, they are. We've got the chopper cam on these 2. So that's what 2.5 tenths looks like to these cars. Seppa's pushing a bit hard, went a bit deep at Sheen. Kept it going through Sterling though. I mean, it's so easy for me to say, but it is so true that these corners are very difficult to get consistently right, lap on lap on lap on lap on lap. And that's Absolutely. Why these guys are the top of the field at the moment.
Absolutely, and there's really only 2 corners on this track, maybe 3, that have even a little bit of runoff on the exit of the track. Most have grass, and as we've seen Timu fall victim to it. Like if you look at these 2 now going into Graham Hill Bends, it's just grass on the exit. on the entry on the exit of the tracks. It's if you go on it, you're off. Simple as that. And there's not much place for error here, and the walls are very close.
Marvin Sleeman, I think, has just lost a position to Sam Blackwood. As the 227 Ford has gone through. Toyka is looking to do something about it. Phil Reed again trying to recover. It's a bit of a shame for him. He's been a little bit bad luck driven. I think he just got caught out by what was it, Washington last time around, but he has made a couple of mistakes on his own merit as well.
Yeah, just to point as well, Klima has pitted, I think, and has come back out in 16th place. So unfortunately didn't want to get too involved in that battle with Blackwood and Dove and Emre and Sluman and Timu, and has come out in a little bit of clear air as well. So that'll brighten the day, I'm sure.
Well, there's Nick Dominoes has just been lapped by this battle for third. It continues to rage on. Once again, they close up coming into Druid. Oh, I thought we'd lost someone for a moment there. But again, that's the lag causing havoc with the numbers. Oh, well, there we go. We just saw lots of people disappear at once. Toyka and Sleeman close together. Go on.
Just an update on incident limit. We have Dominic Gaydomere still running on 19. So if he gets one off track, if he touches another car, if someone touches him, it is game over for him. He will be going home early. Jeremy Hoppe, the car behind him in 22nd, is on 18. Compare that to our race leader, who is leading by 10 seconds and has not.
A big fat zero. Is he? I think he's the only man. He's the only. No, not quite. There is Ben Hitchcock. He's the only other man I can see with 0 incidents on the board.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Even Knut Martinson, who's quite well known for keeping the incident count at 0, he's got 5.
Yeah, it's so easy to pick them up here, and I wouldn't be surprised. And as AOR, we represent clean racing, but with a grid this big and a track this narrow, would not be at all surprised if there were a few light door-on-door bumps or scrapes. And then with the iRacing's incident limit, you both get penalised for it. You both get 4x if you touch somebody or somebody touches you. So some might be his fault, some won't be. And it also doesn't let you off if you have to go off track to avoid an incident. You still get once, and that's a big threat for Dominic Gaydomere. If somebody happens to have a crash in front of him, if he goes off the track to avoid it, he's out.
And that's the thing. I mean, just because you have got some on the incident limit doesn't mean that it was your fault. Doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It just means something happened, essentially.
Yes.
That is the system that iRacing has. It's the system they've always used. There's never been any different to that, has it?
Not to my knowledge.
Back in the annals of time, you'd have to look if it's ever changed.
I wonder if Evans got a problem, because I watched him just go through Hawthorne and Westfield.
Whoa, that's off!
Oh God!
That's Blackwood!
Blackwood's had a big old crash. And he's just clipped Timu as well. Oh, yeah.
Oh, get out of the way!
He's going to want to move that. He's going to, yeah, there you go. He's moved. That is a bad place to try and get going, because he doesn't have. That's not great. All the drivers do have a relative.
That's the thing.
So they can see a gap on the track. But obviously, and the thing as well with these cars, it's sometimes you have to remind yourself. These cars have traction control. They're not made for standing starts. No. So if they stop on the track, they can generally judder a little bit and take a while to get going. But Sam has brought that in. So he's taking his mandatory pit. Well, not mandatory. He's taking his pit stop now, and hopefully he can get that fixed and get back out there.
We just happened, as you mentioned, Evan Imra just cut to him. We watched live as it's exactly as we saw before. That Sheen corner is catching people out. Other than Yves Rudon, nothing short of a meteor or a sniper or something that's going to catch out our race leader. He's just been absolutely untouchable. Although he's backed up a little bit. 121 is comparatively slow to what he's done previously. So what is it that Do you find that there are just some tracks that just work for you?
Yes. It's like a lot of people like this car, and I think that's evident by these cars, by how popular this league is. They get a lag mine in there. But yeah, sometimes you get on a track, you go out and do a few laps, and it just instantly clicks. And the setup works, and the conditions are right, and it just works. And it's really satisfying. And really enjoyable, and that was my thing when I was driving, is that like the Ferrari I drove a lot, it was just enjoyable to drive. Even at tracks I didn't like, it was enjoyable. Classic.
Side by side, Shepherds and Lundgren, as I was just looking at the numbers and how they're jumping around, the Ford has just stuck it on the inside of Hawthorne's, which is a brave place to overtake in the first place, and he's got him. Shepherds into third, and Lundgren has got to stare at the back of the Ford again. And that behind is Michael Dressler. So he's going to start getting involved. Knut's fallen off the back of him and still has Joris Thiele for company. But everybody down to 12th yet to pit. Claudio Klima, the lead car that has pitted at the moment. So that's something else to bear in mind as well. Everyone in the top 12 still has to come in yet.
Absolutely. It's something they're going to probably do. I don't know that they will, but I suspect most of them will. I love the fact that move between Shepherds and Lundgren. It was so easy at such a high-speed part of the track to have a crash. To just not want to yield the position, but Lundgren knew it was up. Mike had made the move, and lovely stuff. A lot of respect between both of them.
Absolutely.
And it cost him a lot of time because Michael Dressler is right there now.
Yeah,
not far behind is Knut Joris as well.
Bit of a gap between Joris and Sarah Dove. It's about 6.3 there for the AOR HEMA Ford. But she's got 5 seconds now to Evan Imre. And you were saying before that you think that Evan might have a problem in the Ferrari's out. Front left damage. Could have been a little bit of... Could have been just the way the angle was.
No, he does have front left damage. I did say, actually, to be fair, I saw a few people running wide at the exit of turn 1 and picking up a little bit, so I don't know whether that's happening, it's affecting the car.
We haven't got another one of these phantom damage issues like we did at Donny, have we?
I certainly hope not. I don't know. It's not been a big complaint in the forums from what I've seen. And usually that's where they complain if it's...
Oh, Phil Reed, you close to... No, not quite. And my numbers were saying he was... Well, he's not far off Teemu Toika. So that would put Phil back inside the top 10. He was able to close down the 946 Ferrari ahead of him.
Absolutely. And just to give a class roundup. So Pro, obviously, top 3, as they are overall. You've got Nero Nom, Dan Susulski and Mike Shepherds. We think Lundgren is actually Pro. Pro-Am... Oh, wait, what's happened to Mike? Or is that just like...
No, I think Dressler has had a problem, because I was looking at Dressler to see what just happened, because he was... oh, there he goes. He's had a half spin. Oh, no, he's had a complete spin, indeed, at Graham Hill Bend.
It's unfortunate, just as the fight was coming to him.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, this track is grass everywhere. And all it takes is a little touch, a millimetre on the grass, and you are off. And he kept the power down as he went around, so that's his rear tyres are going to be very nice and toasty during that.
He's left a lot of the rear tyres behind.
He has. But he's clearly full of confidence because he's straight back at racing speed. But it's cost him some positions and it's cost him some time.
Oh, Phil, that's very wide on the exit of Clark's. Phil Reed doing a bit of lawn mowing there.
Clark is crashing people out today, and it's not a corner I expected them to.
Sheen seems to be the other danger spot.
Yeah, that's it. We saw from when we were here last with the F3s, it was Sterling that was the danger corner. But with these bigger GT cars with their bigger suspension and bigger tyres and a bit more robustness about them, they're not too bothered by that. It's all the other ones that don't like.
Sarah Dove's on the back of Michael Dressler. That's one of the PCDC cars. I think that's Nick Domino. No, get out of it. bit late on that one. Going to give a bit of slipstream. First to Dressler, now to Dove. I think, is that...
It is, Domino.
Yeah, I thought it was. The flag on the back. Giving him away. There he is. I mean, he should really be... This is the problem he's got, is he should really be getting out of the way, but if he does, he causes a problem because there's very little opportunity. There he goes. He's going to pull over to the left now, so one of the few kind of straights, such as it is. Well, he's not in a hurry to pull over. That's going to cause Saradov to go a bit tight.
Yeah, as a rule, we have a 1.5 second. But then when the car behind you is within 1.5 seconds, you should be starting to move. Sometimes circumstances don't allow, because we'd rather people be safe with it. But if Sarah feels she was heavily impeded, she's more than welcome to put in a steward's request about that. We have our first victim of the incident limit.
Oh, who we lost?
Jeremy Hoppe.
Oh.
You were going to say Gainemare.
I was going to accuse Mr. Gainemare of that one, but no, he's still going.
He's barely going, but he's still going.
Well, mind you, he's still getting the high 20s, so he's still actually showing some decent pace out there.
His pace is good. His precision has to be better.
Yes.
He runs a little wide through turn one. We won't put the commentators because I'm not going to watch it.
Let's have a look at where everybody is then. Irinon, there he is. Coming through Graham Hill Bend. 11.7, so he's got his foot down again. Sasolski in second in the 148 Ford. 7.9 ahead of Mike Shepherds, who's now got himself a gap between himself and Lundgren of just shy of 2 seconds. There he is. There's Kenny Martinson, equidistant again, with Joris Thielen a little bit off the tail of the AOR yellow Ferrari. Then Mike Dreschler with that spin we saw him have, really throwing that Ferrari again, the tail having a little bit of a wiggle on the exit of Graham Hill Bend. He is pressing on, trying to get back to where he was previously. Saradov in hot pursuit in the 277 Ford in 8th. Then it is Evan Imre, who has been falling off the back of the of Saradov's Ford for a while now. He's got Timu Toika for company in 10th, and Phil Reed in short succession as well. There he is in the AOR HEMA Ferrari. Godefroy in 12th position. We barely looked at him all race long. Then Sluman down there in 13th place. Cooper, the privateer Porsche, in 14. Claudio Klima, the lead of our cars that have been through the pits, in 15th place, with a backmarker, that's Washington, I think, directly ahead. And then it's Soren Krutz in 16th. Flavio Foku in 17th. Dominic Gaidemer, who is still by the skin of his teeth going with the incident limit, is the last man on the lead lap, I believe. Yes, he is.
And just as for an update, we noticed Domino pitted pretty early. Marco Zelenica has pitted, who was in third in class, has come out ahead. So that that lapped traffic, or becoming the lapped traffic for Domino, has hurt his pace somewhat. He's now about 6 seconds behind Marco.
Yeah, so Marco actually had a 26 last time around, so he's had problems. Oh wow, that's very deep coming through 30s. So needing to get back in his rhythm a bit is Zelenica. So hopefully he'll be able to pick that up pretty soon. Toika on the back of Evan Imre now. Battle for 9th position. Oh, Phil Reed is pushing hard back there. Just saw him going through 30s, but the 946 Ferrari looking to relieve Evan Imre of that position he finds himself in. Ooh, again, very close, risking the grass. I think Iran Nom has just given me a lag moment. Yep, there we go. He's still going. Of course he is.
I'll tell you a battle that's closing up, and this is the battle for P4 overall. Knut Martinson has been steadily catching Joachim Lundgren.
Yeah.
Lundgren's last few laps have all been 21.1s. Knut's since lap 34 have all been sub 121s. So he is definitely.
To be fair, last time around, Knut was faster than our leader.
He was.
That's actually pretty amazing to see. Again, not criticising anybody here. It's just but Canute's been very consistent by and large, and he's got himself 2 seconds between himself and Tienan. They were about 8/10 last time we looked at them. That's now 2.2. That separates the Ferrari and the Porsche. So once again, what we were talking about earlier, just tracks being, air quotes, yours. A track that you are just at home with, and Brands Hatch, another home for the mighty Norwegian.
Absolutely, and his teammate is under a little bit of pressure right now. Timu Toika, he's all over the back of Evan Imre. I've just been watching this gap come down. And we've seen the plaudits of Knut Martinsen. Evan Imre, Knut Martinsen for his F3 appearance. Evan Imre went from the back of the grid to not that far behind in that very same race. So Evan certainly also has a bit of a thing for this track. But yeah, he's certainly going to have to do some work now and do some defending, because he's got a very fast Timu Toika behind him.
He's not willing to let him go, and he's certainly not obliged to. Sometimes you know who you're in a realistic battle with, but Evan's confident that he's going to take the fight to Timu Toika, and absolutely fair play, perfectly within his right to do so. There's Phil Reed in the back of the shot. All three of those cars, 9, 10, 11, Evan, Timu and Phil, all in the 20.9s, so all lapping within a tenth of one another. I think Timu is probably just biding his time, looking for an opportunity more than actually, struggling with the pace. We know how fast he is. Is that the PCDC cars we just saw coming through? Dom, Nicholas Domino, where are you? Where is he?
Domino is
20th. Oh no, that's the You Shall Not Pass Porsche of the Slotherines. It's Cam K, I believe.
Yep. Cam K and Karen Van Eyck. Just an update as well. Our B2 man, Dan Sosowski, has pitted. He's in the pitch right now. So I take, based off how many we've seen, I think most people will be doing a pit stop.
Oh, Martinsen and Lundgren. Oh, Lundgren lost 7/10 that last lap around. Now he's got that big yellow Ferrari, big in his mirrors.
Yeah, he's clearly under pressure. He's been struggling a little bit. He may be struggling with tyres. You may be trying to look after him. But certainly they're going to be running towards the end of the fuel stints now, so they're going to be very light on fuel. And Knut is clearly enjoying these conditions a little bit more. Yeah,
Toika's been in. And Sosowski's come out in 8th position. It's actually... Oh, that's a big old gaggle of cars, not all of them on the same lap. Oh, that's holding Sosowski up. I wonder if Evan's going to have a crack at the Ford. Or just follow him. I'd imagine he's just going to follow him. That's Nick Domino again.
Yeah, Domino getting out of the way here.
Oh, was he going to back off? Yeah, he does. He didn't fancy trying to get involved through Hawthorne's. Not surprised. That's a very high-speed corner.
There also wasn't really a gap for him to do that. It'd have been mighty dangerous if he'd tried to squeeze into that gap.
Look at Knut though. He is absolutely hounding Joachim Lundgren. Absolutely brilliant stuff. He's not letting go of the potential podium here. So I'm not sure whose blue Ford that is getting out of the way. That is Joris Tiedemann. There goes Knut on the inside of Paddock Hill Bend. Oh, it's very smooth. It's going to go a little bit wide. Is he going to defend into Druids? Oh, he's forced to the outside. He wants to hang on to... No, not now. Not now, lag. Side by side, he's going to have the inside for the next 2 turns. Graham will be in the 30s, and that is 3rd position, or current 3rd position, to Knut Martinsen.
Oh, a lovely move. He made the move into paddock and just had to left Joachim's space at turn 2 in case Joachim misses breaking point or tried to fight it back. But Knut, lovely stuff, completed it into Graham Hill Bend. And yeah, up to P3.
Yeah, Thielen is right there as well. So Lundgren can't just concentrate forwards either. He's got that persistent Porsche in his mirrors. So Knut then leading the Pro-Am class up into 3rd now. Next one down the line is Sarah Dove, who's only 1.7 on the back of Dressler, so she's not actually that far behind track position-wise. But with Sosowski going through the pits, he now becomes our lead pitted car. He is 7 seconds off the back of Sarah Dove. So Evan Imre doing what he can to hang on to the back. I mean, that's no easy feat. Let's not lie about that. And Lundgren is in.
He is. He's clearly had enough of either going backwards or whatever he's struggling with at the minute. So he is coming in, getting his fuel, and just getting to the end. Sometimes this is what you need. Sometimes if you just to have a break in the pit, have a reset, have a mental pause, and then get back out there.
Yeah, indeed. And fairly short stop there. And Lundgren comes out in 10th position. He's going to come out behind Alexander Godefroy and ahead of Martin Sluman. That's a lapped car that you can see there, the Porsche. But yeah, because of that gives Knut Martinsen 1.7 seconds between himself and Tina, which is roughly what it was before there was another car in the middle of that gap. So yeah, Knut Martinsen just continuing his very, very impressive form, and Iru is in.
Interesting. The other thing to consider, and this is something I'm finding quite interesting at the minute, in 12th place we have Claudio Tima, who is about 6 seconds behind Lundgren. Once all the pit stops have played out, he's going to be probably within the top 6.
Wow, that was a very, very short... Oh no, he's still... I thought Iru had actually got back underway again. Here he goes. So yeah, but 27.7 for him, which is roughly on par with everybody else. Shepherds goes up into first now with Knut second. He's got a second clear of Irinov, and you wouldn't at all blame Knut for just jumping out of the way of that one. But you never know, he'd be well entitled to defend it. Especially if he's going to push to the end, then of course he would, but we'll see.
Yeah, Knut is a wise old racer, and he won't appreciate me calling me a him old. He's done a lot of races. He knows who he's fighting, and he knows that Aero is not really that person today. So I don't see Knut will fight too hard when Aero gets there. I assume they'll all be in soon anyway. So.
And again, consistency for Knut, another 20.7, which is only a tenth off his personal best of the race. So he's still getting decent pace out there as well. Another lag moment there. Well, Shepherds has done a 20.2 at some point. Still, I think Erinam is the only man in the 19s that's ever gone into the 19s.
Oh, we have a fight. We have a fight on between Nicholas Domino and Cohen Van Eyck. And why is that important, you say? Because that is for second and third in AM class. That is a crucial 3 point. And Cohen, remember, started from the pit lane.
He did. Finds himself 21st now overall. And chasing his teammate very, very hard, it seems.
And not teammates.
They're not teammates? Oh, no, no, they're not. Sorry, it's the black and white livery that threw me off. See, from the front, they look the same.
They do look similar from the front.
The back.
Oh, that's not good for Domino. Someone's come out the pits in front of him. That was Mike Shepherds from 5th place, pitting and coming in 5th place, right in front of Domino when he's trying to defend his position. Oh,
that could have been interesting. That was actually Shepherds from the lead. And where's Knut gone? Oh, Knut's been through the pits. Yep. So I thought, no, don't tell me we've lost him from second. But no, he has pitted. He didn't fancy trying to go to his pit stop was good. 25.8, which is quite a bit quicker than a number of the cars around him. I think the quickest one we've had is 13.4, which was Dominic Edimer. Another couple of cars have come in, Foku and Krutz, I think. Along with some others that have, of course, parked it. That's Soren Krutz getting underway at the top of the shot there. Teden and Dove have yet to come in. They're second and third at the moment. And Godefroy and Cooper are the only other people. Oh, Gaillard are the only people. So only about 5 cars still running have yet to come through the pits. Oh, just as I say that, Teden's come in.
And Dove as well.
And Dove.
Yeah, they're going to be running those fuel tanks pretty dry now. They're going to be in pretty soon. And this is the thing. We say it's an hour and 20 minutes. We're on lap 48.
Yeah, we are.
There's a lot of laps that these guys have done. So Klima then is going to be up to about 6th place, as Godefroy is coming as well. Which is an amazing drive an amazing result after being backwards at turn 3 and having to wait for everybody to go through.
It is indeed 6th. Precisely where you call them. He started on the front row, so it's still not as great as it could have been. But Sarah started in 10th and now in 7th, so a great run for her at the moment. And Canute is back up to 4th.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. We will see. Yeah, Joachim lost 4 seconds to Canute. Lost 2 seconds just in the stop. So I wonder if Joachim had damage or something. They just needed a little fix. Yeah, we have, just for reference, we have lost Matthias Salo Christensen from the race as well.
Well, that's an incident limit has bitten. Oh, and Joris Thielen! We've lost Joris Thielen for the same reason!
No.
We have! He's gone! Joris Thielen!
Oh, he has! What's he done?
No! Please do find out what he did. I didn't realise, I didn't notice he was running so close to the limit, actually. Still, Dominic Gadamer is pounding on with 19.
So, he got a little hot into Surtees. Car started to overtake him on the outside. If he was going for drift skills to take out all the cones that separate the GP and the Indy circuits, big bonus points. Unfortunately, the only thing he picked up was incident points, which has booted him from the race.
What a shame. He will be furious about that for such an amazing performance.
Yeah, it's gutting, but it can happen, unfortunately. That is racing.
Erinom still on 0.
Yep.
That's absolutely amazing.
He's in a tremendous rhythm, I think. And that's the best way to do it if you can. If you get into a rhythm that's fast and you don't have to take extreme risks, and you can just run your pace without getting without getting tripping over anybody or tripping over yourself. You know, that's the ideal situation. And from what I'm told about Erinom is true, he'd not driven a GTE car before this season.
Rubbish. There's no way.
That was what I was told for Imola. That was what I was told for Imola.
I want evidence of this. What's happened to Evan? Has something happened to Evan? Or is that just lag playing a part? No, I don't think anything happened to Evan. He looked fine. There's once again lag causing problem. Phil Reed's gaining on him.
Yep, we still have a few battles on track. We've got Gadamer cashing Godefroy. Gadamer still very tentatively on that border.
Yeah.
So we'll not want to take too many risks against Godefroy. We've still got a scrap kicking off between Cohen Van Eyck and Nicholas Domino for P2 in the AM class, although they've got traffic slapping them at the minute, which is somewhat hindering the... yes, that is Evan.
Oh no, it's Fizzy. It's Canute.
Oh, well, there you go.
As I've jumped to Canute, literally everybody disappeared around him. Bizarre lag moment there, but yeah, that is Canute, the yellow Ferrari, right in the middle of that. And if they're blinking that, they won't be blinking that badly for the drivers. To be fair, it's like Stevie said earlier, it's less kind of bandwidth priorities given to spectators, and you can understand that. So the consistency of the drivers is a bit more for Canute right now than it is for us. Oh, we don't. No, I thought we lost Gadamer for a moment, but oh, wow, that was close between himself and Godefroy. Godefroy very slow through Sterling's, and the comrade Gadamer Porsche Ferrari really had to be. He was very alert on that one. I'll give him that.
He's had to be. He's had to be alert. He's been alert for like the last 40 laps.
Yes, but he did get up to the instant limit very quickly.
We have another one that's joined him on the cusp, which is Phil Reed on 19.
Uh-oh.
They're all getting up there now. Timu Toyka on 17. Evan Imre's on 16. Dressler on 18. Sarah Dove on 17.
There's a lot
Marco
of...
Zelenika on 17.
That's a lot of nervous drivers, I imagine.
Yeah, and just for those who don't know or are unfamiliar with the incident system, you get 4 for a car contact. And it is impartial. It doesn't care who hit who. You both get 4. So if there's contact with any of those, they're out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is this is a real practice now for them for how clean can they be.
Yes. It's I mean, personally, I like the instant limit because it's a natural in-game deterrent for cutting corners and crashing and losing control of your car. You can only do those things so many times before the server itself goes, do you know what? Go home for today. just leave. But then we also have our own penalties as AOR that we can put on top of them if necessary.
Oh, Canute, what happened to you? No, what a shame. I just suddenly saw his speed was in the negative.
Is he going to catch the grass on the entry to Graham Hill Bend?
I think he did. I've gone back slightly too far here, so this is where he's actually cleared the two Porsches that were having their battle. What's he done on the way down to Graham Hill Bend? And he's caught that outside grass. Oh, wow, that snaps, but it kept him out of the wall.
Yeah, if you're going to go anyway, you want... Oh, that was a close rejoin.
That was Dressler, I think.
No, it's Klima. That's Klima up to top 5 right now.
And Sarah Dove now right on the back of Canute.
Absolutely. She's gonna... Oh, she's so close on the instant limit, though. She's not going to want to try anything silly, not with just under 10 minutes to go.
That's unlike Sarah. We're not used to seeing her towards the top end of the incident limit.
No, she can be very consistent, a bit like Canute can. Sometimes it gets away from her, but no, tell me a driver it doesn't.
Well, yeah, I was going to say.
But yeah, she's been driving very well this season.
She's got her eyes very much on the prize. Both of them, both Sarah Dove and Canute Munson in that Pro-Am category. Fastest laps.
That is Pro-Am lead right now.
Yes, it is. And actually, Sarah Dove's had the quicker fastest lap of the two. But hasn't quite had the consistency to back it up so far in this race. But there's not a lot of it left. There's only 8.5 minutes to go. So, yeah, they haven't got the luxury of time anymore. So who's going to benefit?
Absolutely, and we've got another battle going on with Phil Reed and Evan Imre. They were scrapping about an hour ago at this in these similar positions. The only difference now is there's a lot less time left, and they've got to be a lot more careful.
Yes.
But I'm sure that both are going to try and fight very hard for their positions.
I'm really impressed that Dominic Gadamer has lived so long in this race right on the incident.
Some drivers can do that though, and some drivers work better with pressure.
I don't.
I don't either.
I bottle it so badly whenever. My problem is that, you know, look at this battle with Canute Munson and Sarah Dove. I'd be constantly looking backwards and seeing where my opponent is, and that's the worst thing you can do. It's not the idea. Actually, another battle that's forming is Toyka on Dressler as well. That's a VEC Porsche getting out of the way. So we've got 6 and 7 in a battle, 8 and 9 in a battle, and 10 and 11 in a battle.
Yeah, it's what I love about this series is that they race flat out for over an hour with a huge grid, and they're still. Oh, Evans were a little wide coming out of Graham Hill Bend. Phil's going to take that position into 13. They'll both be happy with that. It was a nice, clean overtake, and nowhere near each other. Lots of space was given.
Oh wow! I think, actually, really looking at that, I think Evan got the line right. It's just Phil had a cracking exit out of Graham Hill, and I'm not convinced that Evan fought it too hard. I think he's just again kind of acknowledging who's realistically in the fight with you. Phil is in the pro category, so has obviously proven himself at that kind of pace. Evan doing a very good job in staying where he is. Of course, up 8 positions now from his original start. There's Gadamer actually in the background, so he could well get interested. Klima right on the back of Lundgren. So there's now 4 and 5, 6 and 7, 8 and 9, and 10 and 11 in their respective battles. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2.
Absolutely, and I think fourth's going to be as far as Klima can get unless there's any shenanigans from those ahead. There's a 12-second gap between Lundgren and Sherpas in third. But what an amazing recovery from Klima.
Yeah.
You know, considering they are third in the Pro Championship, which is therefore the same as the overall, that high up. Gadamer is not scoring great. Aeronom's going to extend his lead. But this is great recovery from Kleeman.
Whoa, Dressler! My goodness, I was thinking you were going to be brave to try and move at Westfield, but that's compromised his exit there. That's going to cost him a tenth or two. But he really he wants that. Well, of course he wants the position, but yeah, Claudio Kleeman wants to climb the ladder slightly further up, and they're okay on instant limit. Claudio is on 10, Jochen's on 4, so they haven't got too much to worry about. And Toika and Dressler are close together, but they're very close to the instant limit. 18 for Dressler, 17 for Toika, so they haven't got that luxury.
No, there's a lot of very careful drivers going on at the minute. Obviously, they want to go up, they want more positions, but they also want to finish the race.
That's the thing. It's more difficult to.
Evan run wide. Clark's going to go off. Dominic's going to get another position. It looks like.
There we go.
Finish around the outside. Oh. There we go. Lovely stuff.
That was crucial for Gadamer to complete the move before he got to Paddock Hill Bend, because if he was still side by side, you know that gravel trap and therefore disqualification was waiting for him. Phil Reed a bit deep into Druids. Let's say you'll get away with that.
That's one of those moments though. You lock up when you're on that close to the incident limit, and it's like, oh no. that is approaching the scene of the disqualification. It's a terrifying moment when you're that close to the incident limit and you make a mistake. Look
at Kleeman, that's what he can see. Well, that's the nose of the car. That's so close. He is absolutely hounding Lundgren. And Lundgren just minding his own business, isn't he? He's just driving his own lines. He's not defending fresh air or anything. They've got 2 Porsches ahead. That's the Cohen Van Eyck and Nicholas Domino battle for 19th. So
yeah, that's P2 in the AM class. They're not going to want to let that one go too well, but they've managed to let people through so far. So I think they will be nice to Joachim and Kleeman. Kleeman's got up the inside into turn 1. Kleeman's got up the inside into turn 1. Go on, move on. Didn't look like Lundgren wanted to fight that one too hard.
It did look like he was just going to let him go. I mean, well, that was a bit of an odd one. I thought Lundgren would fight that, but no, he conceded that one to. I said it was Dressler. They've got similar. Are they running the same livery, or am I going mad? No, they're running.
Dressler's running the old Force India one.
Yeah, so they're nothing like each other whatsoever. He has got a bent rear wing though,
which Kleeman doesn't. So I really don't know how you're mixing them up.
Idiocy plus, unfortunately. So yeah, that's Lundgren down to 5th then for Claudio Kleeman, relieving him of that particular spot. We have got less than 3 minutes to go. 2 laps left, 3 laps left.
Yeah, we have to be careful because we've been caught out a few times, because obviously this is a timed race.
Yeah.
So depending on where the leader is at the end of the time, it sometimes means that we can suddenly lose a lap.
Yes, it's caught me out pretty much last 2 weeks. I've been caught out.
Well, they're still racing? No, wait, yes, they're still racing. No, they're not. It's all over.
Oh, Gadamer and Phil Reed, both of them, I think they're both on 19. They are. Actually, Dressler's nowhere near this battle, so Reed and Gadamer, both of them right with one another. Battle for 10th, both right on the instant limit. That's a lapped Porsche behind him. Evan Imre is 1.6 behind the yellow Ferrari. There he is. He's not close enough to get involved in this battle just yet. But that is a fascinating battle that's going to go to the flag between Gadamer and Phil Reed. Jochen Lundgren still trying to hang on to the back of Claudio Kleeman as well. But they've come past Domino. No, they've gone past Van Eyck, so that is Domino. So that battle has spread out a little bit. Nick Domino going to hold on to 2nd in the AM class, it seems.
Yeah, Merlin Cooper still leading that one. Although Merlin Cooper, if that's Merlin there, is that Merlin there? No, that's not Merlin. I was suddenly very excited that they were all the top 3 in AM clamps that just suddenly bunched up.
Merlin's gone. Merlin is actually just ahead of the leader. 2 laps to go, or currently 2 laps to go for our race leader. Is he still on 0? Yep, he's still on 0 incident limit.
Gadamer is so close to Phil. Oh wow, they're so close through Westfield. And all it takes is for Phil to break a little earlier than Gadamer, I think, for Gadamer to break a little later, and that's it, they're both out.
Yep, that's it. It's just so... I admire the skill of these drivers. I would be panicking whether I was in either position, whether I was in Phil's position defending or Dominic's position attacking. I would just be... you know what, I'll just sit here. It's far less stressful.
I'd be out by now.
Oh, yeah. I'd have eaten the wall by now, I'm sure. Brandt is just one of those circuits that you either kind of do a bit of a canoe and you just become a bit of a god at it, or well, Erinom is just a god everywhere. Or you end up kind of just doing what invariably I end.
And battle Domino versus Ike. Ike's going to try and go on the outside at Hawthorne. They've got Lundgren just ahead of them.
Oh, wow.
He's had to back out of it. Domino's been defending that for a very long time, through traffic as well. I just noticed that coming out of Surtees, Domino couldn't quite get on it as quick because... Oh, we're on final lap, by the way.
We are.
I just noticed it changing in the top left corner.
There's so many battles to look at, but yeah, that's actually Canute that is getting right in the mixer of that's Cohen Van Eyck that's backed out of that. He's letting the leaders through.
And Gaidemeier's got Reed. Reed won wide at Surtees, and Gaidemeyer just picked up that position.
I didn't get back far enough to get the replay on that one, but yeah. So Gaidemeyer up into 10th position. So, well, Phil Reed running wide. He was lucky then not to run too wide.
Yes, that's where Joris Thielen got disqualified. Exact same corner. Unfortunately for Phil wasn't sliding all over the place.
Well, Erinom has led from lights to flag. That is Merlin Cooper that's going to have a lap put on him. It's going to be our AM class winner, but your overall winner, here he comes. He has been exemplary in this race. It is the Team Bushring 178 Ferrari of Erinom. Nicely done by 18.5 seconds over the Ford of Dan Sasolski. Maybe he's chasing one of the VEC Porsches home. So second place will go to the Bushring Racing Pink 148 Ford of Dan Sasolski. Sheppers is another 8.2 seconds out of the rest. So the top three were spread out quite a long way. Actually, top four, in fairness. Claudio Klima after a great recovery drive. Although started in second, he went very wrong very quickly. Has climbed all the way back up to fourth. There he is to take that fourth position. There is Lundgren being followed home by a big gaggle of cars. And Martinson winning the Pro-Am category in sixth position overall with just 0.6 seconds over Sarah Dove. He's going to take second in that class. Then Toika takes 8th overall, Dreschler 9, and Gaidemeyer rounds out the top 10. Evan Imre only just... No. We've lost Phil Reed, haven't we?
We've lost Phil Reed!
No! As soon as you said that, I knew what you were vying for.
I clicked on Gaidemeyer and saw Gaidemeyer and was like, Phil was closer than that.
On the final lap. So he won't be classed as 14th now, will he?
Nope.
He's just off.
ASQ you are put to the bottom of everybody. Which unfortunately means another non-score for Mr. Reed.
Phil Reed in the closer. He must have been in the final sector as well.
I'm going to go back and see if I can find it.
Godefroy was very close to Evan Imre as well. So Sluman was 13th. Phil Reed is listed as 14th, but he is, of course, out. Merlin Cooper was a lap down in 15th, and it was Krutz, Foku. Actually, why am I doing it that way? Why don't I just do that to confirm your results? So Erinom then takes the win. Sasolski 2, Sheppers 3, Klima 4, Lundgren 5, Martinson 6, Dove 7, Toika 8, Dreschler 9, Gaidemeyer 10, Imre 11, Godefroy 12, Sluman 13. Reed, of course, has been disqualified, although he is listed as 14th. Cooper, Krutz, Foku, Gaillard, Domino, Ike, Riethmuller, Zelenika, Kamke, Towns, and for Hitchcock, Washington. They were the last people to kind of see the flag, and then we lost Thielen, Christensen, Hoppe, Blackwood, Westgarth, Anderson, Marinsky, and Bedford. So what happened to Mr. Phil?
Well, he I'll be honest, it was a little unfair because we've seen many drivers take the exact line he took at Druids. No, not Druids, Graham Hill Bend. I get them confused every time. But apparently he ran a little too wide and was given an off track for it.
Well, we have got our race winner ready to talk to us.
Get him in.
If you give, so we actually have several people, but of course I don't know the Discord name against their real name.
Okay, so we'll get Aaron on in, and I'll find. I know.
Awesome. Let's get Iru in first. There he is, Iru Nom. Hello to you. Welcome to the commentary box.
Hi.
Well, what can we say? We didn't look at you a great deal because you literally just went from lights to flag, nothing on the incident limit. Absolutely incredible. Well done. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, pretty much close like last week. I think I was lucky to get the break on the first lap because I think they were able to keep in the draft, but the gap was 2.5 seconds after 3 corners, so the rest was just keep on the track and get no incidents.
And you were the only person to break 120. So looking at your practice times, you were looking pretty confident with, or you were looking pretty hot with the lap times. Were you pretty confident you were going to run away, or were you sure you were going to have some more battling than that?
Yeah, let's say that the practice times I did 19.2 with the race setup, so 19.7 in the race proper. But to be honest, I didn't do long runs. Maybe 6 laps was the longest. So actually, the tires went off after 10 to 15 laps. So yeah, I was lucky that nobody was behind me.
Wow. Absolutely incredible stuff. Well done, Hero, and we look forward to seeing you towards the sharp end again as the season continues.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Who should we have next, Mr. Stevie?
Oh, damn it! I wanted to ask him a question.
You should have jumped in.
I didn't get a chance. My mic was playing up and it wouldn't work.
Oh, no.
I think we should get Sam Blackwood in because he's been in the chat ready for interview for a lot of that race since he cracked out.
Oh, come on then.
We'll see what he's got to say.
Mr. Blackwood, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Well, that race didn't quite go your way, I think it's fair to say. What happened?
Just taking my normal line through. I actually have no clue what corner name it is. It's
just like Stevie.
It's the third last corner or something like that. Took it as normal, probably just taking a bit too much speed through it because I was trying to catch Evan, who was coming down from like 3.1, 2.2, 1.16. Tried to put a bit of pressure on him, put a little bit too much throttle input in, and the grass ever so slightly, and off I went into the Armco barrier.
You won't like the fact that when I tell you, unfortunately, we did see the incident. You just, the tail just let go where it never did on any previous lap. Were you quite confident that you still had more pace to find in that one? Where were you thinking you were going to be before the race began?
Well, I was hoping to be qualifying in the top 20, which luckily I just did. If I could have went any faster, it would have been a 19.9, and that would have just put me about 2 spots above. But in the race, I was just sort of hoping my plan was to latch onto the car who was ever in front. That just happened to be Sarah Dove at the time, and just follow her around the track, wait until she caught up to someone like Sluman or anyone else, and overtake them by following them. And it just sort of worked until she decided to go away for about 5 or 10 laps. So I had to just try and do it all on my own. So I probably, if anything, I probably would have just stayed where I was, just outside the top 10. Maybe a top 10 if the attrition rate was a little bit higher, but I'm pissed off at myself more than anything else.
I can understand. I mean, even the greats make mistakes, so hopefully you'll be able to shake it off, and we'll see you return to form for the next one. Thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully better luck next time.
Bye.
Who's next, Mr. Q?
Well, I was thinking we could get Mr. Domino and Mr. Van Eyck in, considering they had a pretty tremendous scrap.
Oh, please do.
Okay, let's get it.
Yay! Our little game of interrupt the interviewee's conversation has happened. Thank you, Dom.
That's no problem.
We have got Cohen Van Eyck and Nick Domino with us. What a battle you two had!
Yeah, it was pretty tricky with the traffic and trying to move out of the way, but not lose too much time.
Yeah, there were times, Nick, that I spotted you. You did look like you weren't really wanting to let anybody go, but you backed off a little bit. But I think when Sarah came past you as well, you kind of forced her more towards the inside line, maybe more than you initially intended.
Yeah, well, it was just like, getting past without losing too much time. The last pass of traffic we got by, he almost, got on to the side of me, so it was just keeping that. And also I kind of put myself in that position by, not fueling up at the start of the race, so I had to pit early. That was
that's why you pit early.
Yeah, and that was not a part of the plan.
Did you guys actually catch the pit exit? Because that was tight.
Yeah.
Well, we saw you at one point scrapping, and somebody else came out of the pit lane.
Oh yeah, but just when Egan came out of the pits, I was half a second behind him. We were just so close, and I was just, saying bad things. That was just, and he was just all race long saying, "Oh, how much gap do I need?" And I was pit now, because guys came up and would overtake me. And I was like, "This is gonna get close," and it were too close.
Well, also, Cohen, we commented that considering you had to start from the pit lane as well, that far behind the field, that you've recovered as well as you had.
Well, luckily for this track, they let you go pretty early. I feel like, because I could still see them going down turn 1. So there's definitely worse tracks to start from the pits from. But yeah, pretty happy with that.
I also feel like I can never really get a break. This is what, the third P2 now. I was like,
consistency
finally,
though.
Yeah, but I was like, no, finally Jake got out of my way, and then Merlin's there.
Hey, just think. Gordon Anderson was very high up before he had his incident, so you could have been fighting over a measly P3.
Yeah,
rather than P2.
Yeah, true.
I also bear in mind that Phil Reed, he won't thank us for reminding us of this, but he was disqualified on the final lap within 2 corners of the end, so that just goes to show that it can happen to anybody.
Oh yeah, that's sad. But if it happens to if it has happened to anybody, it should be Phil, right?
Oh wow.
I am not going there. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us in this one, and good luck as the season progresses.
Thank you.
I think now is as good a time as any to wrap this one up. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to commentate for you guys. Thank you very much, Stevie, for tolerating me in the commentary box and keeping me on the straight and narrow. It is always a pleasure, good sir.
Yes, it's always an honour to sit here and talk over these races with you. It's always a good fight, so always a nice way to spend my evening. Coming up in the next couple of weeks with iRacing Leagues for AOR on Friday. Coming up, we have round 4 of the 3 League at Interlagos. And then this time next week on Monday, we have GTE at Interlagos. And then the following Friday, we have Formula Renault 3.5 at Interlagos. So we're in for a triple header at that magnificent track.
We hope you like Interlagos.
Yes, and just a final point, apologies for the language. Both commentators from my point and from one of our guests. Slip of the tongue, it won't happen again, I promise you. But yeah, it was great racing tonight. Can't wait for next week.
Absolutely. So thank you very much to those who have been with us, and do catch us again for more AOR action. Thank you very much, and good night.